thank you guys for jumping on the webinar. I'm going to go through how to advance your plumbing estimating with McCormick Systems. I'm Patrick McCormick, so I'm going to be the one going through it with you guys today. But assuming you guys are watching this because you're spending too much time estimating, you're trying to get more accurate, get more consistent, really just make that process a little bit less of a pain for you. That's all things we're going to dive into in a little bit. Something to kind of keep an eye out for, or kind of keep in mind. You guys are going to be on listen only, so can't say anything. I'm not going to hear you. There is a chat box at the bottom. I'm going to save time for questions at the end, so make sure to throw them in there. That way I can hit as many of those I can at the end for you. We do record it and we send it out to you as well, so if it seems like I'm flying through some of it, not a big deal. Don't worry, you'll get the recording. Or hit me up afterwards. Give me a call, shoot me an email. Either way, whatever works best for you guys. Our system is up on the cloud as well, so I know some of you are concerned about that. Not a big deal. We can dive into that as well at the end. But let me open this thing up and show you some of what it can do. All right, so a couple things to keep an eye out for when you're looking for a estimating software. I mean, you want it to be long-term. That's really what we are. So you want to keep an eye on like the company reputation, make sure the database is set up for you guys, a few things like that. And I'll point out some stuff going through the demo as well, or through the webinar. A couple other things is how easy is it to access? Do you have to have your computer with you? Do you not? Ours is 100% cloud-based. You can put it on your own equipment if you want to, but most guys go with the cloud because you can access it from wherever you want. We've also got digital takeoff. That's a huge part of it. Nobody wants to print out drawings anymore. Puts everything in one spot. You can do design builds. You can doctor up the drawings, make it look however you need before you send it to your guys in the field. So let's jump in the system and show you guys how this thing works. All right, so now I've got this system actually open. We do have two levels of a product. We have McCormick and McCormick Pro. I'm going through McCormick Pro. It's got a little bit more advanced features, really going to help you guys dial in. And nice thing is you can start with the base and the program will grow with you. So I'm logged in here as my admin. Everything we do is based on username and password. So going through this, you're going to see a lot of who the username is, like what I've got over here on my right. You're going to see that later on doing takeoff and everything as well. But jumping into the system a little bit more, when you first log in, this is your landing page. Call it a home page, call it really kind of whatever you want. But what it is it gives you a good place to start. So it's got your most recent jobs over here on the left. It's got some bids that are coming up, so it's going to help you track those. It's also got your change order tracking down at the bottom. A couple of our guys will also like this message board here. It allows you to shoot messages back and forth. So if you got a PM or something that needs to check something out, easily just hit it right there, throw it to them, and you're set. So this right here is a really cool page. If you want to get more into organization of it, all you simply do is close this down, and then you're back looking at a total job screen. And what we're looking at on here is it's going to show you your job names, bid status, dates, times, prices, sell price, everything like that for you. You can customize the screen to look like really whatever you need. You can also go through these tabs up here at the top and dial these in, customize these as well. Because what's going to happen is you can actually organize them like I've got my commercial jobs, and if I want to look at something for my industrial section, well, there we go, I'm set. Now, going through this, everything in the system is real simple. It's all left to right. So over here, I simply click on the project I want, come over here, and tell it what I want to do. Now, when you guys first start with the system, it's not going to have any of these in here. So you just simply hit new job and start building up your projects. So I'm going to kind of go through the process of making a new job. But I'm actually going to use this 149 West Boston as an example for you. So I'm going to come over here and hit details. Now, when you hit new job, this same exact window opens up, but it's empty. All you simply do, put in who to get a hold of, how to get a hold of them, because at the end, it'll take this bit of information and turn it into a proposal for you. And I'll show you guys that at the end. But come through, spend 2 or 3 minutes, type this stuff up, and then again, left to right, just go through your tabs at the bottom. So you're in your details, just simply go to your notes. It's a notepad, put in whatever you want, who the architect is, who the engineer is, really any information you want about the job. Users, this gets more into security. We are a true multi-user system. You can have multiple people on the same job at the same time, or different jobs, same system, not a big deal. But this actually lets you assign somebody to the job or lock them out. Times, this one here is pretty cool. What's going to do is actually track who was in the job and for how long. That way at the end, you can actually see how long it took you to bid a project. Drawings, real simple. I can right click, make a folder. Again, real big on organization. Or if you just want to keep it simple, hit add drawings. Come on up here, simply grab the drawings from wherever they are on your computer and hit open. All right, so really not picky on the format. Really any flat file is fine. So PDF, TIFF, JPEG, PNG, not a big deal. Now, cool thing is if you get a big PDF that's got 20, 30, 40, 200 drawings in it, that's all right. It's going to break it out just like this for you guys. So you can actually come through here and pick what drawings you want. So you just simply check the box, hit import, and those are the two I'd bring in. But I've only got 10, so I'm just going to hit import all. Simply hit OK, and there we go. So that's really all it takes to make a new job, make a project here in McCormick. Throw your details in, any notes if you have them, load the drawings up. When you're done with that, close this down, and all reality, you guys just made your first job right there. All right, so now that we have that job made, we just made that 149 West Boston. I'm going to come over here and, again, simply just open it up. So all we're going to do to break out your entire bid process, we take it down into 5 steps, which are right here at the top. You got jobs, labels, takeoff, extend, and bid summary. Really the same 5 steps every single time you do a job. So first step, jobs, that's already done. You guys finished it. You made the job, loaded the drawings, you're through that entire step. You're already on to step 2. All you do, hit the button, opens up your labels for you. Now, cool thing is, there's not really a right or wrong way of doing your labels. All we're doing in here is breaking out the job because we're going to assign parts and pieces to these areas. Kind of a rule of thumb, I start big, work small. So I got my bid packages, buildings, floors. You could do systems, you could do sheets, you could do really whatever you want. But as I mentioned on step 3, we're going to assign the parts and pieces to these areas. That way, step 4, we can actually get a report letting us know what's going to happen on, say, building A underground. I'll show you guys that here in a second, but that's really all we do for labels. So we're done with that, close it down, and hit that step 3. All right, so takeoff. Once you hit the button, you got a couple windows that pop up. So I'm going to kind of explain what's going on the screen before we even start doing any takeoff. Right here at the top, I have some drop downs. So I've got my base bid, I've got building B, and if I hit the drop down, it lets you switch between them. But these are the exact same as what we were doing on step 2. So I kind of mentioned that we're going to assign parts and pieces to these areas. That's what's going on in my audit trail. So down here, I can see that, hey, I took off some 4-inch combos. Looks like I took off, 15 of them. There's that user base that I was talking about. So I was logged in as admin. And everything's date and time stamped. As you guys can tell, didn't really make a new job. It's an old one, so it's in the past. But if I come up to the top and I change this from, say, underground to floor 3, well, I've got a brand new audit trail because I haven't done any takeoff in here yet. So now we've got 2 ways of doing takeoff. And we're really going to use both of them on the drawings themselves. So I got to kind of go through those, which is our items and our assemblies. Now, I'm sure some of you guys know the items build assemblies. So I kind of got to start with those. So I'm going to hit my items right here. And it comes preloaded up with this entire database for you. Now, to track something down, all you do, though, make it easy, just use your menu right here and just go left to right. So copper, 95.5, copper tube, and let's say L hard. There we go. So now I'm looking at all my sizes. Pretty simple. You pick the size you want, pull up your drawing, start doing takeoff. Now the nice thing is this piece of material right here isn't just a name. If I come down here and hit review, it's actually going to show you your pricing, show you your labor. I'm going to give it a second. So it's going to show your pricing up here. It's going to show your labor right here, DCI codes, cost codes, all that stuff for you. And every single item in here is set up that same way. You can make your own items as well. Not a big deal. Just hit a blank line and fill it in. So that's kind of the items. Again, I'm going to kind of fly through some of this because I want those questions at the end if you guys want to dive in a little bit deeper. But I'm going to go to the assemblies, show you guys kind of how those work. So I'm going to hit the assemblies right there. And same concept, use your menu. So I'm going to say pipe. Let's do some copper, type L. Now it's asking more so what's going on in the field. Hey, do you need to hang it or do you need insulation? Kind of what's happening. I'm going to hit no hangers just to keep it simple. I'm going to hit that same 2-inch piece of pipe. Now, if I pull up a drawing and actually start doing takeoff with this, it's not just going to give me my copper pipe. If I come down here and hit byproducts, it's going to give me my couplings and my solder as well. So if I pick something like a band hanger and a C-clamp, it's going to give me what I need to hang it. Now, super easy. Everybody does things a little bit different. If you want to add something, easy. Just hit add. If you want to delete it out. That's it. A lot of our clients will come in here and change these up a little bit, but mostly in like your fixtures. So big thing is if we are looking at a drawing and we're doing a water closet with L copper and PVC, and it's a commercial one, so if I put an open front elongated on there, well, it's going to give me everything I need to do that complete install. I don't have to try to account for my escutcheon or anything because it's already there for me. Again, add if you want something new, delete what you don't want out of there. So that's kind of how our assemblies are set up. Again, customize, make your own, change them, tweak it, make this system do what you want it to do. From here, all we're going to do is simply come up to the top and we're going to start doing takeoff on the drawings using those same items and assemblies we just checked out. So hit the big green Pro button at the top. All right, so opens up this right here. This is our Design Estimating Pro. First thing I have to do though is just tell it what drawing I want up in the top left. All right, so now it's got our drawing open. Now the next thing, as all of you know, I mean, you've got to make sure your scale is accurate before you start measuring anything out. This drawing actually doesn't even tell me what the scale is. So all I do is go right back up to the top left, set it from a known point, and I just line these little green dots up. There we go. That's close enough just to show you guys how it works. And you just simply type in the footage. So I know that's 8 feet. Hit enter. All right, so my custom scale is 1 = 13.389. So now anything I do on here is going to be set for me. I don't have to worry about scale, zooming in, zooming out. And moving around this thing, super easy. You just use the wheel on your mouse to zoom in, zoom out. It's a button, so click it if you want to go that way. Now, to start doing takeoff, again, we're going to use the items and assemblies, but you still got to get access to them. This system works really, really well if you've got 2 monitors. Running one's not a big deal. If I try and share 2, it gets kind of weird. So I'm going to minimize this and just simply come through here and grab that cast iron. I'm going to grab no hangers because it's going underground. Pull this back up, and now all I simply do is click here to start. And that green line, that's my cast iron going in. So you just simply click to start, click to end. So simply catch my water closets real quick. There we go. All right, so down here in the bottom, it's actually going to tell you in the bottom left, you just did 4-inch cast, you did 5 runs, look at about 128 feet. Now again, those are assemblies, so it's got everything I need from point A to point B. I'm good, I'm set. Now when I grab my 2-inch cast iron, you guys can see right there in the audit trail, it's actually already counted for, it's taken off, it's done. So when I throw my 2-inch cast iron on here, it's going to count for all that too. There we go. So really kind of looking at it, all my waste is taken care of. I don't have to worry about anything. Now, a couple big things we can do on here, especially with the drawings, a lot of people are getting now, they're not really up to par. They're missing some things, things aren't labeled, everything like that. Personally, I like actually double clicking these lines and changing one little setting. So I put a CI4, and I'm going to do the same thing here on my 2-inch pipe. There we go. All right, so reason for doing that is it actually labels all my pipe runs for me. So now when you send this out to your guy in the field, they don't just see, hey, cool, you took off a green line. They can actually see that you ran 2-inch to your labs instead of 3-inch. And they know exactly what you did and how you ran it. So that's really all it takes to do pipe. I mean, if I do copper, it's going to be the same thing. You just simply click to start, click to end, and move on. So I'm going to grab some fixtures real quick so you guys have those drop on as well. So I'm going to go back to that water closet, but I'm going to do cast iron instead of that PVC. Snag my open front, and simply drop these on. Now, as you guys can tell, it actually looks like a water closet. Big thing, kind of mentioned it before, if you guys are doing any sort of design builds, as builds, or you just want the symbols to look nice and pretty, you can make that happen. That way, again, less questions from the guys in the field, or if you need to get approval from somebody, you have what it looks like. So I'm going to throw those labs on real quick as I'm talking. But all reality, I mean, that's all it takes. I mean, in a couple minutes, we just measured out our waste and took off pretty much 3 complete bathrooms. And if I throw that shower on there, that 4th one would be done as well. Now, a couple tricks that we could do in here, because that's still kind of manual. You're still clicking through everything. You're going to the database to find everything. We do have this favorites list over here on the right. So I can throw it right over here for you. So if I was going to do that copper, all I'd simply do is grab like my copper 2-inch, and now just simply start measuring stuff out. So as you can tell, everything's color coded for us, but now my copper is done. I also have what's called our hot list. So as soon as you do takeoff, it's going to show up in the hot list. So I've got my cast iron in there, I've got my fixtures in there. So if I want more 4-inch cast, I just simply click on that and simply measure this out and grab my 2-inch and go north. And real quick and easy, just simply build up a bathroom. So again, as I'm doing all of this right here, this is all going to Goddard Trail. It's being counted for, so everything's the assemblies. It's got everything you need. Everything has pricing. Everything has labor. So at that point, you're basically set with your takeoff. So from here, there's a bunch of other cool tools, things like that. I mean, I can come up to the top. I could throw like notes on here. You could throw call outs. You could do compare drawings. Actually, let me show that to you real quick. I'm going to hit compare drawings. I'm going to check these 2 boxes. And what that does is it gets rid of the background and kind of changes the color of the lines for us. So now when I bring a brand new drawing on, like my revised one right here, it's going to actually be a different color. Reason for that is now I can actually take this and make it disappear. But if I slowly bring it up, we can see that all these lines up in here, these all line up. So I'm not too worried about that. But right down here, looks like they added a bathroom. They didn't run any pipe to it yet, so I still got to do a little bit of design work. But now I can see exactly what was changed. So that way, there's no chance of you possibly missing something on a change order or revision. Makes it real simple to track that stuff down. So from here, hypothetically saying, say we got everything counted, measured, set. All I do, come up here, close this down, and that pushes us on to step 4. All right, so hit that step 4 extension. That's where this opens up. Now let me make this full screen for you real quick. What this is going to show me a complete list of everything we took off on the job. Like right here, you got your 4-inch cast, looking about 2,600 feet. There's your price per foot. So your total cost to go grab your 4-inch cast is going to be about 27,500 roughly. Your 0.11 man hours per foot. So you're going to be moving 4-inch cast for about 280 hours. So every single part, every single piece has that information for us. I mean, we've even got consumables in here. So if you say, hey, how much solder am I going to be, or how much time am I going to be soldering my 2-inch pipe? Well, I can tell you right there, you're going to be doing it for about 8 hours. So everything in here has got that information for us. Now, up here in the top right, you've got your total cost to go buy your material, which is $282,000. And it looks like this job's going to take you just shy of 3,300 hours. Now, this is good. This is great. You're going to get one big total number. That way you can send this out and kind of get some information from there. This little extension here can do a lot more for you guys, though. If I come up here and hit my drop down, I got all these different reports and everything that I can go between. I can even go to an item pull sheet. And when I hit that, it pulls up literally just an item and material list with the name. You can click in here if you need a certain manufacturer. You want to put a note before you send this to your supplier. And getting it to your suppliers, very simple. You just simply file, export, throw it to Excel, throw it in an email, get it on off to them. So makes it real easy to get your stuff ordered or get a price or a quote on specific material if you need it. So I'm going to bump back up to that pricing one. All right, so we're still looking at our entire job. We are breaking down that pricing and labor still. But now if you guys think back on step 2, we made some organization. And then on step 3, we went through and actually assigned parts and pieces to those areas. This is why we did it. I can actually come up here and hit my labels button. And now I'm looking back at these. So if I simply uncheck something, say my floors, and just leave my underground checked, when I go back to my material, so back in my material, now I can see exactly what I need to get my underground done, but it's also going to show me my pricing and labor. So I'll tell you that your underground is going to take you about 455 hours out of that total we were looking at before. I can also come back here, hit my labels again, recheck these, and I can even get more detail for you by separating these out. So now I'm looking at my entire job again because everything's checked besides my alternates. When I go back to my material tab, it's going to show me the 3,300 hours worth of material, but it's going to break it down. So right here's my underground, showing that breakout in my material, and then it goes down to my floor 1. A lot of our clients will actually take this, collapse this down by hitting this one button, and now you can send this out to, say, a PM or a GC or anything. If they're asking you for deadlines, instead of telling them, hey, a job's going to be 3,300 hours, here's the deadlines along the way so they know what's happening and what they should expect from you guys. Really helps it out, really makes it nice and simple. Tons more detail I can get into on this thing by breaking down by cost codes or customizing the reports, everything like that. But again, I want to kind of keep it short. So I'm going to come up here. I'm going to hit send to summary. It's going to pop up a message. I'm just going to simply hit OK. There we go. All right, so hit OK on this and simply close this down. So now from there, that was our entire step 4. From here, we jump on to step 5, which is our bid summary. All right, so the bid summary, what we're going to do here is this is where we're going to finalize everything. Make that a little bit bigger so you guys can see it. So what we're going to do is come through here and fill these out. So we know what our material cost is. That was in our extension, which is right there for us, that $282,000. Labor, that's a 0 just because we haven't assigned anybody to the job yet. We know how many hours we need, but we don't know who's going to be out there working. Then we'll hit our quotes, subcontractors, direct job expense, and any equipment that we need. So going through these, again, super easy, just like everything else in the systems, left to right, down here at the bottom. So you're on your top sheet, you can go to this next tab. Now, this one here, what this is designed for is if I'm looking at this project and I say, hey, I need another 10% of my labor hours. I just simply come up here, type in 110%, and it adds that for, say, non-productive or the what-ifs that tend to happen. It gives yourself a little bit of a fluff out there. Because the next tab when we go to our labor, that's where we're going to actually assign that time, assign the hours out themselves. So if I come up to the top, I can hit this here. I can have different groups. If you guys are doing prevailing wage, or if you're working across multiple states or multiple counties, different burdens, anything like that, we can help take care of that as well. But now all I do is simply pick who I want out there on my job site, do a quick little 4-man crew, assign them on over. Now in a perfect world, everybody's turning a wrench at the same time. Everybody's going to do about 824 hours, and it looks like your labor is going to cost you about $158,000. That's it. Your labor is done. From here, you bump on to the next one, which is your quotes. Now, when you guys send the list out from the extension, because you can actually filter it to show you what you need for your quoted material, when you send that out and they get it back to you and say, hey, your lav 1, well, it looks like you're going to be spending about $125 a lab, and you have, I don't know, 18 of them. Just simply throw it in, and it's going to come in here and actually put in what that total is. If you guys are getting pricing from multiple suppliers, you can also add those in here and put multiple supplier quotes in here. That way you can go through at the end and pick who's cheaper or who's more responsible in getting it to you on time. A couple different ways we can use this screen. But also at the bottom, you can add whatever new lines you want. So water heaters, water softeners, whatever you need, or delete the ones you don't want. Next tab at the bottom is our subs. So when I hit that down there, kind of the same concept. Like I know my saw cuts, I got concrete pros out there, and I know their price per linear foot, and they say, hey, it's going to be 250 feet. Well, there you go. You're looking at $2,500. Again, add the lines if you need some new ones. Direct job expense, kind of the same concept. Maybe you got some permits and fees here. You're looking at $1,750. A little bit of an as-built. We built that bathroom, so I'll do $550 there. But cleanup, parking, anything like that you need to drop in, just throw it in this area. Equipment, a couple fun ways that can run this one. So if you rent like a backhoe or a trencher or anything like that pretty often, and you know what your rates are, just set them up in here so you don't have to worry about it. Like I know my backhoe, I need it for 2 weeks. I check my little box, come right on over here, say I need it for 2, and there we go. It totals that up for me. We can also help you guys out with the bond table. You can do amounts or %. Really just depends on what you need to see. And you got your taxes. Make sure those are filled out for us. And now when we're back on the top sheet, now you can see right in here, I've got all my dollars lining up. I've got nothing on overhead and nothing on profit, but I can tell you that this job's going to cost you just shy of, well, we're looking at about $473,000, but you're not making a dime on it yet. So to change that, come down here to my adjust overhead and say we're going to start with 10%. And let's throw 15 for profit, just to give us a good starting number. So doing it down below just fills in this column here as well as that one. Still come in here, change these, tweak these. Maybe we're going to say, hey, I'm making 25% here, 8% there, whatever you need. That way at the end, you can actually look at your sell price of just shy of $600,000, making 20%, you got 120 grand coming back to you guys. So that's kind of the meat and potatoes side of this. Now, I am going to flip the script a little bit. I am going to come right back here to my equipment rentals because one thing I do want to show you is like with this backhoe, we assigned it to my entire job. Now, if I take this and actually hit my levels, I can break this out and show you guys that the backhoe is only going to be on my underground. So I can say, hey, 2500, there we go. So now when you come back to your top sheet and the GC asks you, hey, what does it cost for floor one, or what's it cost for your underground? I just simply hit my drop down, check my underground box, and that limits down your material, your labor, and there's a 2500 for that backhoe because it's assigned to your underground. That way, when they see the report for, say, floor 3, you don't have to explain why there's a backhoe up on floor 3. So really kind of helps out with that. Like I said, getting more into the organization, more of the reporting side of things, really helping. The system will help you guys grow as a company because it limits your time having to go back and rework a bid. From here, a couple other things it could do. You got some little Gantt chart schedule it could do. It could do some cool graphs up top. Again, kind of keeping it tight on time. I'm going to just hit this proposal button up here. All right, so with the proposal, what we could do is come up to the top, open up a template. Now, great thing with this system is once you guys sign up for it, it comes with a bunch of implementation hours for our trainers to jump on one-on-one and help you guys get this dialed in. So they'll actually spend time with you, making this proposal look like what you guys want it to, put your logos, headers, footers, watermarks, all the good stuff. That way, at the end of the day, you just come up here and hit this merge button, hit that drop down until pulling it from base bid, hit OK. And there we go. It took all that information from the beginning on that job detail screen and threw it in. So we have who you're sending it to, when you're sending it. There's that sell price right there for us. There we go. Send out the proposal, wait for them to sign it, get it on back to you, and at that point, you guys are awarded your project. So that's kind of the system. Pretty easy. I mean, if I jump right on back to here, all we're simply doing is making the project, loading the drawings, figuring out how we want to organize it, count and measure, double check your price and labor, and see what you're going to make on it, shoot the proposal out, and at that point, you're done. All right, so I'm going to turn that over to you guys. That's kind of mile high view of what we could do. Please put in any questions you guys have in that little chat box at the bottom. I'm going to go back through whatever part of the system you guys have questions on, try and answer them all for you guys. If you do have questions you don't want me to read out loud, not a big deal. Throw me an email. It's pmccormick@mccormicksys.com, and then I can contact you one-on-one, and we can go through whatever we need. But again, I'm going to turn it over to you guys for a few minutes to throw some questions at me. All right, and while you guys are typing up those questions, just want to throw something out to you guys real quick. We are going to throw out a little survey. I'm just going to ask what the pain points are, things like that. That way, when we do talk later on, we can actually dive a little bit deeper into something of how we can help you guys out. But go ahead and hit that survey if you guys got a second, and then again, don't forget to throw those questions in so I can help kind of hone this thing in for you guys. All right, so question popped in asking about fittings or transitions or branches. Um, really good questions. We have a few things that we are working on. Best way to kind of go over that, just because doing the webinars like this, once we have the surveys and stuff up, it's kind of hard to go right back to my screen. But best thing is hit me up one-on-one. I can jump in on my screen real quick, 10, 15 minutes, kind of show you how all that stuff works. Um, Out of the box, we do have the labor rates and everything in there as well. PHEC and MCAA, though, we cannot give those out of the box just because it depends if you guys are members, and we got to make sure everything is lined up that way for you. But again, hit me up one-on-one, and I can go into all those details for you for sure. Oh, another question. Yeah, so we do have two different levels of the system. We have McCormick and McCormick Pro. Going through it, well, this one here was McCormick Pro, so it has all the bells, whistles, everything like that for you. It is more designed for medium to larger contractors. If you guys aren't hitting the larger projects yet, not a big deal. Let me know. I could, again, throw you guys on my screen and go through what the standard McCormick covers. A lot of the same features. You still get the digital takeoff. You still get a lot of your breakouts, things like that. Just kind of limits a little bit of the customization aspect because you guys might not need those features. But yeah, definitely hit me up one-on-one for that, and we can go through the details of what the different packages or different levels offer for you. Kind of the follow-up question on the fittings. Yeah, if you want, throw me an email and we can get set aside a little bit of time to kind of go through it. It could either just be a quick phone call, or again, I can share my screen with you at some point. But yeah, if you throw me an email, I'll reach out to you for sure. No, another good question. So yeah, once somebody signs up with the system, the question was more about training, learning how to use it. When you sign up with the system, it actually comes with online training hours. We also have classes here. We can send a trainer out to you guys. We definitely have some options for you, but you'll actually be hooked up with the implementation team. You'll be working with one specific trainer. That way, he learns how you guys operate and really what you need out of the system, and then he teaches you guys how to make the system kind of more so sing and dance for you. Plus, we record the sessions, we send them off to you afterwards. That way, you always have something to reference and everything like that too. But yeah, getting used to the system, it's going to be a little bit of a learning curve, but just like riding a bike, when you jump on it, the more you use it, the faster you get with it, and it just becomes second nature. Looks like a few people are jumping off, so I'm just going to kind of hold tight for a minute or two. So if you have the questions, definitely throw them in and give you guys another minute or two to throw a question at me. And I just noticed, just because you asked about my email, I was rereading it down below because it looked off. There's two C's. It's P McCormick, so it's PMCCORMICK at MCCORMICKSYS.com. So if you're trying to throw me that email, please don't forget to add that second C. That way I can actually get that email you fire off to me. But all right, well, I don't see anything else popping in, and I know people are jumping off, so I'm going to go ahead and call it. And again, appreciate your guys' time jumping in, and you guys had some good, solid questions going through it. Hopefully, I talk to you guys again soon. But have a good rest of your day, and talk to you guys soon.